Your brain is the most powerful learning machine in the universe. It can learn new languages. It can understand complex math. It can master a musical instrument. Sometimes, though, learning can feel hard. It can feel slow and, honestly, frustrating. You might think you are not smart enough. You might believe that some people are just born with a special talent for learning. But, this is not true. Learning is a skill, just like riding a bicycle. You can get better at it with the right tools and a little bit of practice. It is about understanding how your own brain works. Learning fast is a superpower in today's world. Everything is changing so quickly. New technologies appear. New jobs are created. New information is everywhere. If you can learn quickly and efficiently, you have a huge advantage. You can adapt to change. You can seize new opportunities. You can grow as a person and in your career. This isn't about rushing through a textbook the night before an exam. It is about building real, solid knowledge that stays with you for a lifetime. It's about making learning a joyful and natural part of your life. This essay will give you a set of powerful, step-by-step hacks. These are not magic tricks. They are methods based on solid neuroscience. They are based on how your brain is actually designed to learn. Think of them as a user manual for your mind. Each hack is a simple tool you can start using today. Let's start with a common enemy of learning: procrastination. You know you need to study, but suddenly, cleaning your room seems very important. Your phone buzzes with notifications. The temptation to do anything else is strong. This is where the Pomodoro technique comes in. It is a beautifully simple time management method. It was invented by Francesco Cirillo in the 1980s. He used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer, and Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. This technique helps you focus your attention and fight the urge to get distracted. It turns a giant, scary task into small, manageable bites. Here is how you do it. First, choose the task you want to work on. Reading a chapter of a textbook, practicing guitar chords. Second, set a timer for 25 minutes. This is 1 Pomodoro. For these 25 minutes, you must focus only on your task. No checking your phone, no getting up for a snack, no daydreaming. Tell yourself you can do anything for just 25 minutes. It is a short sprint of pure focus. When the timer rings after 25 minutes, you have completed 1 Pomodoro. Now comes the best part. You get a reward. Your brain has 2 main ways of thinking. We can call them the focused mode and the diffuse mode. Understanding how to switch between these 2 modes is a game changer for learning. The focused mode is exactly what it sounds like. It is when you concentrate intently on something. You use this mode when you are solving a math problem step by step. You use it when you are memorizing a list of vocabulary words. Your attention is like a tight, bright flashlight beam, pointed directly at the information you need to process. It is analytical and sequential. The diffuse mode is completely different. It is a more relaxed, big-picture thinking state. This is the mode your brain slips into when you are taking a shower. This is the mode your brain slips into when you are going for a walk. This is the mode your brain slips into when you are drifting off to sleep. You are not thinking about anything in particular. Your thoughts wander freely, making connections in the background. The diffuse mode is like a lantern casting a broad, dim light. It helps you see the problem from a new perspective. It is where unexpected insights and aha moments often come from. It works quietly behind the scenes to connect new ideas to what you already know. The secret to effective learning is to alternate between these 2 modes. You cannot learn something difficult using only the focused mode. If you get stuck on a problem, your intense focus can actually block the solution. It is like trying to use a hammer to turn a screw. You are using the wrong tool. Have you ever studied hard for a test, only to forget everything a week later? This is a common problem. Our brains are designed to forget information that we do not use. It is a natural cleaning process. So how do we tell our brain that certain information is important and needs to be kept? The answer is spaced repetition. This is one of the most powerful learning hacks you can use. It means reviewing information at increasing intervals over time. It is far more effective than cramming everything into one long study session. Imagine you are trying to learn a new word in Spanish, casa, which means house. The first time you learn it, you might forget it in an hour. But if you review it again after 10 minutes, the memory gets a little stronger. Then you review it again the next day. The memory gets stronger still. Then you wait a few days before you review it again. Then a week. Show timeline day 1/day 2/day 5/day 10/day 30 with memory strength line. Each time you successfully recall the word, you can increase the time until the next review. This process tells your brain, hey, this casa thing is important. Don't throw it away. This works because of how our brains build long-term memories. Each time you recall a piece of information, the neural connection for that memory gets thicker and stronger. Learning something new and abstract can be, honestly, very difficult. Our brains did not evolve to understand quantum physics or complex economic theories directly. Instead, our brains evolved to understand the world around us. Rocks, trees, running, throwing. So, a really powerful hack to learn abstract ideas is to connect them to something simple and concrete that you already understand. You do this using analogies and metaphors. An analogy is a comparison between two things that helps you explain an idea. It is like building a bridge from a concept you know to a concept you do not. For example, imagine you are trying to understand how electricity works. You can use the analogy of water flowing through a pipe. The voltage is like the water pressure. The current is like the flow rate of the water. The resistance is like the narrowness of the pipe. Suddenly, this invisible, abstract concept of electricity becomes much easier to grasp. You can visualize it. You can reason about it using your intuition about water. Now, this analogy is not perfectly accurate, but it provides a mental scaffold to hang the new ideas on. When you are learning anything, actively search for analogies. If your textbook or teacher gives you one, hold on to it. If they do not, try to create your own. Ask yourself, what does this remind me of? Or maybe, this is a bit like a... The weirder the analogy, the better it might stick in your memory. Trying to understand the difference between focused and diffuse thinking, it is like a flashlight, focused, versus a lantern, diffuse. When you look at a new subject, it can seem like a huge, overwhelming mountain of information. There are so many facts, formulas, concepts. Trying to memorize them one by one is slow and inefficient. This is where the learning hack of chunking comes in. Chunking is the mental leap that helps you unite bits of information together through meaning. You take individual pieces of information and group them into a larger, meaningful unit, a chunk. Your brain can then store and retrieve this chunk as if it were a single item. Think about learning to read. At first, you see individual letters. Cat. Each letter is a separate piece of information. But with practice, you stop seeing the letters. You see the chunk, the word cat. You do not have to think about the individual sounds. You instantly recognize the whole unit and its meaning. This frees up your mental workspace. Now you can combine word chunks into sentence chunks, then sentence chunks into paragraph chunks. Chunking is the foundation of expertise in any field. So how do you create a chunk? First, focus your undivided attention on the information you want to chunk. Second, understand the basic idea. Third, gain context and practice. Our final set of hacks is a trio of lifestyle habits that are absolutely critical for learning. These might not sound like hacks, but they are the foundation upon which all other learning techniques are built. The first is sleep. Sleep is not downtime for your brain. It is a period of intense activity. While you sleep, your brain cleans out metabolic toxins that build up during the day. It consolidates memories. It replays the neural patterns of what you learned, strengthening them and transferring them to long-term storage. A good night's sleep after studying is one of the most effective things you can do to remember what you learned. The second foundational hack is exercise. You do not need to be a marathon runner. Even a brisk walk can have a huge impact on your brain. Exercise helps create new neurons in the parts of your brain important for learning and memory. It releases beneficial chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, which improve your mood, focus, and motivation. When you feel stuck or mentally fatigued, getting up and moving your body is often the best medicine. The third hack in our trio is play and rest. Learning should not be a relentless, joyless grind. We have journeyed through a powerful set of tools. We learned to tame time with the Pomodoro technique. We discovered how to switch between the focused and diffuse modes of thinking. We found out how to make memories stick with spaced repetition and build real competence with active recall. We saw how to connect ideas with analogies and organize them with chunking. And we remembered the foundational importance of sleep, exercise, and play. These are not just 10 random tips. They are a holistic system for working with your brain, not against it. Remember that learning is a process of building. You lay a foundation of basic concepts. You build a structure of chunks, one on top of the other. You use active recall and spaced repetition as the mortar that holds the bricks together. You use the diffuse mode to step back and admire the whole building, seeing how it all fits together. This process takes time. It requires patience. There will be moments of frustration. That is a normal and expected part of the learning process. The key is to trust the methods and keep going. The most important message is this: you can do it. You have a remarkable brain with an incredible, often untapped capacity for learning. It does not matter how you did in school in the past.